Welcome to my garden. In today's video I'm going to show you the process I follow to clean my greenhouse. Last year it was a fairly successful season for me. I had beautiful tomatoes, I had some eggplants in there, watermelons, peppers, so it was a full-on season for my greenhouse. And as to be expected, the greenhouse got a little bit dirty. And now it's the perfect time to clean it out, okay? So some people do it in the autumn. However, then over winter, it can get a little bit dirty as well. So I tend to do it before spring or very early spring. Now it's 11th of March, I think, today. So for me, it's the perfect time to clean my greenhouse. And for me, it's going to be a two-stage process. First of all, I'm going to be using my pressure washer to more or less clean out the greenhouse. But then I'm going to use a very natural ingredient, a cleaning soap, specially designed for example, cleaning greenhouses or your tools, your gardening tools. So there's no harsh chemicals and anything like that. And the product I'm talking about is the potash soap. Okay, it's natural and it will do no harm to your plants, to the soil around it. And I think it's absolutely perfect for this type of job. So first of all, let's get a pressure washer to clean out the greenhouse on the outside and on the inside. Now my greenhouse is a polycarbonate greenhouse, okay? That means basically the outside, the glass is, well, plastic. So I have to be careful not to use too much pressure with the pressure washer. And I would advise the same thing for you guys. Just test out somewhere and use the least amount of pressure you can with your pressure washer. Obviously, if you do have a glass greenhouse, it then can take a little bit more pressure, but I would still be fairly cautious and I would still use the lowest settings on your pressure washer. And in this way, I'm just gonna go around the perimeter of my greenhouse. With the outside done, now it's time for the inside. And trust me, this is the worst part. Get ready to get soaked. Alright then, so the greenhouse is washed from outside and inside, and to be fair, the difference is already massive. Now, to be absolutely honest with you, you can stop at this point if you had no diseases in the greenhouse. So if your tomatoes or anything else you were growing last season in the greenhouse, if you had no diseases, the plants were nice and healthy, to be fair, that's it. You don't really have to do anything else. And truth to be told, that was the situation in my case. I had no diseases in my greenhouse, so I could just stop. However, I do want to show you the full process, what it takes to actually clean out your greenhouse. If, for example, you had some issues, you still got some stains or anything like that, this will eliminate all the problems for you, and you're going to have nice and beautiful clean glass in your greenhouse. And that's super important, as now the dust and the debris from last season will not block the sunlight, and as we know, that's super important for our plants. To save you some time and effort, I'm actually going to try to find a similar product to the one I'm using, and the link to it will be down below in the description of this video, so go have a look and check it out. It's not an expensive product, and to be fair, it will last for a couple of seasons at least, as you don't really need it that much every single time. At the minute in the bucket I've got about 2 liters, maybe 2.5, and you only needed 2 tablespoons of the product. So yeah, it will go a long way. Now this soap, as I said, is absolutely perfect to clean out some pots for your plants, or maybe your seed trays or anything like that. You can actually even clean your plants with it, okay? It's super safe, it's all natural, so perfect product for anything gardening related, or even cleaning out your garden tools. So yeah, very good and fairly cheap product to use. Now, using a mop just speeds up the process a little bit, I think. However, it's only good for the larger pieces of your greenhouse. For all the nooks and crannies, you still have to do it by hand. Now, I'm only gonna clean the inside. The outside for me is absolutely fine with just the pressure washer. But yeah, the main reason for using the soap on the inside is to potentially eliminate all the bad things that accumulated from the last season. And if you still got some dirt left on your greenhouse in those nooks and crannies, well, get yourself a rag and get to it. And there you go, my greenhouse is nice and clean, ready for the next season. As you can see, it's a fairly simple process, and if you don't have a pressure washer, you can actually skip that part and just use a mop with a mop and bucket, maybe a little bit warmer water, so it's easier to get rid of the dirt, and just do it like that with a mop and bucket, and that will be fine as well. However, I do have a pressure washer, so initially it's a little bit quicker to get rid of that dirt from the outside and in the inside, and then in the second stage use the potash soap just to make sure there's no pathogens or any mold or anything else around your greenhouse that could actually influence your plants, your tomatoes, anything like that, and cause you some issues later on in the season. So for me, the best time to actually clean the greenhouse is early spring, from end of Feb to the middle of March. I think that's the best time to do it, as now I can actually start sowing some vegetables here before I get on with my tomatoes. So here I'm going to have some radishes, I'm going to have some salads and a few others. But there's one step I will follow to actually help out those vegetables to grow. It's an interesting trick that will help to accommodate more warmth in the greenhouse itself, and you're not going to spend a fortune on heating your greenhouse with some electrical means. But that will be in my next video, so make sure to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss that great video that's coming very, very shortly, with a follow-up video of what I'm sowing inside of the greenhouse before getting the tomatoes in here. But for today, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop me that like button down below, and I hope to see you on my next video. Take care.